ADA Michael Sprinkel. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. I have a few questions for you. When you testified some days and weeks ago, you were giving the jury some background in terms of how long you've been with the district attorney's office, right?
Yes.
And you talked about some of the various roles that you've had in the district attorney's office. You've been in the complaint room, right?
That's right.
And in recent years, I think you said from the last several years, you've had a dual role as both a prosecutor and an investigator, right?
Well, so I haven't been given the title of investigator. You know, I'm not post-certified, so calling me an investigator is more of a
Yes and no.
I guess you can call me that informally, just because because of what I'm tasked with doing for the DA's office. I necessarily am investigating things, but I'm not, as far as my employment is concerned, I'm not on paper an investigator. I'm just a prosecutor, an attorney.
Understood. So you're a prosecutor, but some of your tasks in the prosecutor's office involves some investigations.
That's right.
Fair enough. Okay. Now, you testified in days and weeks ago that sometimes a detective, a law enforcement officer, when they make an initial arrest, sometimes they'll hand a file over to the prosecutor's office, to the district attorney's office, and you testified that sometimes after they make an arrest, they feel their work is complete. You remember saying that?
I remember saying that, yes.
Okay. In other words, the detective believes that after they make the arrest, based on your statement, that their file is done, they've gotten an arrest, and they'll hand it over to you guys.
I've definitely seen that, yes.
Okay. And when your office gets it, it sounds like either an investigator who has that official term investigator, or someone like yourself, a prosecutor who informally has the role of investigations, will pick up the file, blow it off, and continue some investigations in the particular file. Is that fair?
That's fair.
Okay. Now, some of the things that you would expect to see when you get a file from the police department, from law enforcement, you would expect to see police statements from witnesses, right?
Yes.
A lot of times you might want to see video surveillance if it's there, if it's available, right?
That's right.
Sometimes text messages, phone records, things of that nature.
That's right.
When it's not there, you'll then...
I'm going to interrupt. I'm going to object.
I'm ruining my case.
Sustained.
So when those items are not there, you get the file, or someone in your stead will get the file and continue the work of investigations. Now, in this particular case, I want to talk to you about a specific time frame around April 26 or so, 2019, an alleged armed robbery that is supposed to have occurred at 741 Morosco Drive Northeast, 12:39 a.m. in the morning. Do you know anything about a case involving an armed robbery of supposedly involving Mr. Marquavius Huey concerning that particular time frame?
I don't have that exact date and time memorized. I'm familiar with Mr. Huey. That address sounds familiar, but I don't remember the facts of the case.
Okay. So that being said, without having that memory, so you don't recall you specifically doing any investigations concerning requesting any potential video surveillance of any VIC cameras in that area of 741 Morosco Drive?
No, I'm afraid I don't, unless you have something to refresh my memory. I don't.
I'm not saying you do, or it's not a trick question.
Yeah, no, I don't.
You were involved. I'm asking you if you were. Okay.
Yeah, no, I don't have any memory of that.
Okay. Are you familiar with Google image search capacity?
Yes, when you upload an image into Google and it tries to find like images.
Yes. To your knowledge, well, you didn't take any actions or do any actions on the alleged armed robbery from April 26, 2019. I think you've already indicated that. Is that correct?
Well, I don't want to say I didn't. I just can't, I just don't remember. Some of those dates and the locations sound familiar, but I also have dealt with hundreds of cases, so I could be getting cases mixed up. Just a date and time and address isn't enough to go on.
I got you.
So I just don't remember.
Okay. And so as we sit here today, you can't tell the jury that you specifically, you yourself, were involved with any investigation, to your knowledge, for an April 26, 2019 alleged armed robbery at 741 Morosco Drive. Is that fair?
Sustained.
Okay. Nothing further. Thank you.
All right. Anybody else? Redirect.